Hi, I'm Del, a medical cannabis activist in North Dakota, and I have been since 2006. This short video is going to be on the interactions between alcohol and cannabis. We drink a fair bit in North Dakota, but a lot of the older generation don't have the experience with cannabis that the younger generation does. Alcohol and cannabis only mix to a degree. Cannabis, depending on potency, can multiply an alcohol buzz up to 36 times. Let me say that again. Cannabis, depending on potency, can multiply an alcohol buzz up to 36 times. I'll give you an example of that. I was a computer technician in Dickinson for quite a few years. Being a stressful job, at night when I got off work, I would come home, change my clothes, and go over to a friend's house and catch a little buzz. We'd smoke a joint or have a couple of beers or whatever we did, just to mellow out from the end of the day. Well, a couple of times I didn't eat anything past noon, so I had my lunch. Most of the time that was the way it was. I'd have lunch at noon and then I'd get off at 5. Well, I'd go over to this guy's house and he'd offer me a beer or whatever, and I'd have one or two beers. And about the time we brought out the cannabis, I'd get 2 or 3 puffs into it, and all of a sudden I'm not feeling so good. I'm dizzy, I've got the spins like I'm drunk, I'm nauseated. It's time to go out and spill myself all over the yard. So it does that effect. But every time this happened to me, I looked back on it and I figured out what had happened. We started drinking the beer first every time. Okay, I already had an alcohol buzz, even with a beer and a half or 2 beers, that was magnified by the cannabis. Because as soon as I got sick, it was over. I was fine. Now, over the years and dealing with this kind of a thing, I've found that first off, if you eat something, okay, before you ever do drink, is always a good idea. But if you don't have a chance to eat, or say you're not hungry or whatever, and you figure you'll eat later, it's best to start the cannabis first. I find that starting the cannabis first helps you regulate how much you drink. This makes sense. By smoking the cannabis a half hour or so before you have your first drink, you already have that buzz to go on. It helps you to regulate your drinking when you start with the cannabis first. If you start with the alcohol first, as soon as the cannabis kicks in, that buzz just goes overboard really quick, or it can anyway. I've found that the best way to avoid that is to start with the cannabis, give it 20 minutes before you have your first drink. So just another little heads up. Thought I'd make a quick video about it. I hope it helped you out some. Have a good day.